Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with your heart racing, your skin slightly damp, and a strange feeling lingering in your chest, like something just happened that mattered deeply, but you can't explain why? Maybe you try to reach back into your mind and grab hold of the dream you just had. For a moment, you remember flashes of it, colors, faces, a voice, maybe even a message. But seconds later, it's gone. All that's left is a strange emptiness, like something important slipped through your hands while you weren't looking. It doesn't feel random. It feels like something was taken, something erased. Why does this happen? Why do dreams that feel so intense and real vanish so quickly? And what if the answer isn't just about how your brain works, but about something your soul isn't ready or allowed to remember? Dreams have fascinated humanity since the beginning of time. Ancient civilizations believed dreams carried divine instructions or warnings from other worlds. They saw them as sacred, mysterious, and often prophetic. Today, we try to explain dreams with science, calling them patterns of brain activity, the mind's way of processing emotions or solving problems while we sleep. But no matter how advanced science becomes, dreams still hold an eerie magic that we can't explain. Every night, your mind creates stories more vivid than movies, emotions that feel more real than anything you experience during the day. You meet people you've never seen. You go places that don't exist. You feel joy, fear, love, grief. And yet, when you wake up, those experiences vanish like mist. Sleep isn't one long state. It's a cycle made of different phases. And these phases affect what you dream and whether you remember it. REM sleep, or rapid eye movement sleep, is the most dream-rich phase. It's when your brain lights up and dreams become long, detailed, and emotionally powerful. But here's the strange part. During REM sleep, the connection between the parts of your brain that create memories and the parts that store them is weakened. Your brain is fully alive inside the dream, but the part that could save the experience doesn't always get the message. If you wake up during REM sleep, you might remember everything. But if your brain slips into another sleep stage before you wake, the dream may be wiped out completely. It's not because the dream wasn't important. It's because your brain treats sleep like a closed-door meeting. What happens there might never leave the room. You have only about 90 seconds to save the memory of a dream once you open your eyes. If you don't focus on it immediately, repeat it in your head, write it down, or hold onto even one word or feeling, it's gone. Your brain assumes it wasn't worth remembering and erases it to make space for the demands of waking life. But not all dreams disappear equally. Some are forgotten so fast and so completely it almost feels intentional, like a curtain was pulled shut before you could peek behind it. Especially the ones that feel intense, symbolic, or haunting. Dreams that seem to say something bigger than you can understand. It's not just forgetfulness. It feels like interference. Some scientists believe this is the mind's way of protecting itself. If a dream reveals a hidden fear, a repressed trauma, or a memory you're not ready to confront, your brain deletes it before it can reach your conscious mind. Freud believed dreams were where the unconscious reveals its secrets, but only in code. If your waking mind can't handle the truth, the dream is buried. But there are many spiritual and esoteric traditions that say the forgetting of dreams goes even deeper. What if some dreams aren't just about your mind, but about your soul? What if dreams are journeys into other dimensions, conversations with higher beings, glimpses of past lives, or even real experiences in parallel worlds? If that's true, then forgetting your dreams might not be an accident. It might be part of a system, natural or unnatural, that keeps you from waking up to who you really are. Some spiritual traditions speak of a veil, a kind of spiritual blindness that descends when a soul enters the physical world. This veil causes us to forget who we were before we were born, and it might also block our access to certain dream memories. According to this view, dreams are moments where that veil briefly lifts, and in those moments, we see truths that the waking world hides from us. But before we can process what we've seen, the veil returns. The dream fades. The message is lost. And yet, some people remember. People going through spiritual awakenings often report that their dreams become more vivid, more emotional, more symbolic. They describe dreams that feel like warnings, lessons, or memories that don't belong to this life. People who change their routines, sleep in silence, meditate before bed, turn off electronics, often find their dreams returning with surprising clarity. Some say they remember faces they've never seen, or hear voices calling them by names they've never used. Others say they experience the same dream over and over again, like a message that refuses to be forgotten. Many ancient cultures believed in beings that visited during dreams, spirits, ancestors, even guides. But they also warned of beings who could manipulate, steal, or erase dreams. Some say these beings feed on dream energy or protect sacred knowledge by keeping it hidden. Others say certain technologies, like Wi-Fi signals or electromagnetic fields, interfere with the brain's natural dream processes. In some esoteric theories, there are forces, whether energetic, spiritual, or technological, that suppress dream memory on purpose. Because dreams, if remembered fully, could wake us up to a much greater truth. They could reveal who we are, where we've been, what we're meant to do, and who or what is standing in our way. Modern life doesn't make it easy to dream, let alone remember. We live with constant noise, bright screens, late nights, fast-paced days. We drink caffeine to stay awake and take medication to fall asleep. We sleep too little, wake up to alarms, and rarely give our minds space to breathe. Alcohol shortens the REM stage. Stress hijacks the brain and focuses it on survival. And so, our dreams dissolve before they ever reach the surface. But when we rest deeply, when we turn off the noise, when we spend time in nature or practice stillness, dreams begin to return. The veil thins, the messages come back, and sometimes they speak so clearly it takes your breath away. What if your most powerful dreams are the ones you never remember? What if behind the forgotten images are truths too big for the waking mind, but not too big for your soul? What if you're not forgetting your dreams because you're weak or distracted, but because something is trying to protect you or keep you asleep? And what happens if one day you wake up and remember everything? Would you still see the world the same way? Or would you finally realize that the dream was the real world all along? Have you ever woken up feeling like something important happened in your dreams, but you couldn't remember what it was? Just a strange emptiness, like something meaningful slipped through your fingers before you could hold on to it. You're not alone. Many people feel that way. And it might not just be forgetfulness. Across ancient traditions like Hinduism and Buddhism, there are stories of mysterious spiritual beings who feed on dreams or block them, keeping people from receiving divine messages. Some say these are forces from other dimensions, trying to keep humanity in a state of confusion. Others believe there may even be advanced technologies, possibly human, possibly not, that influence or erase memories, especially in the dream state. This isn't only folklore. Projects like MK Ultra, run by the CIA, experimented with manipulating human consciousness through drugs and hypnosis. If waking memories can be influenced, who's to say our dreams are safe? Forgetting dreams might seem harmless, but dreams are essential for emotional healing, creativity, and mental clarity. They help us process emotions we don't deal with during the day. They reveal hidden fears, unspoken truths, and old wounds that need healing. When we don't remember them, we often feel anxious, lost, or disconnected from ourselves without knowing why. Some people describe waking up feeling heavy or restless, as if a message was stolen from them. Nightmares, too, when forgotten, leave behind unexplained feelings of dread or confusion. But when people begin keeping dream journals, they often find patterns, symbols, emotions, and repeating themes that reveal what the soul is trying to say. Dreams become a mirror, showing us what we're carrying deep inside. People who don't sleep well, who are constantly tired or overwhelmed, often forget their dreams because their minds are overworked. But the more we forget, the more disconnected we become from ourselves, from our intuition, from our spiritual guidance. When we lose access to our dream world, we become more vulnerable to outside influence, trapped in systems, beliefs, and fears that don't belong to us. But there is hope. Remembering dreams is something we can learn again. And it begins with something simple: gratitude. When you feel grateful for your dreams, even the ones you don't understand, your brain begins to treat them as important. Gratitude tells the mind, "This matters," and the mind responds. It starts helping you hold onto the memory longer. People who practice gratitude before bed sleep better, feel calmer, and remember their dreams more clearly. Gratitude opens the heart, raises your energy, and connects you to higher levels of consciousness. That's why people who regularly sleep with a thankful heart often have deeper, more vivid, and sometimes even spiritual dreams. Some report lucid dreams, where they're aware and in control. Others say they receive guidance, healing, or creative inspiration that changes their life. Dreams are not just stories. They are windows into the soul. Mary Shelley dreamed of a man creating life from the dead and wrote Frankenstein. Stephen King dreamed of a writer held hostage by a fan and wrote Misery. Imagine what your own dreams might be trying to show you, if only you could remember them. To help recall dreams, try turning off electronics before bed. The blue light from screens blocks melatonin and floods the brain with too much information. Instead, slow down, read, meditate, breathe, let the mind rest. Also, wake up gently. Harsh alarms can wipe away dreams before you even open your eyes. If possible, wake up naturally or use soft sounds. And when you wake, don't move right away. Stay in the same position, close your eyes, and breathe deeply, often, images or feelings will come back. But remembering is just step one. The deeper magic is in understanding the message. Not every dream has deep meaning, but the ones that repeat, or the ones that leave a strong feeling, those are worth listening to. Carl Jung called it the numinous feeling, a sense that a dream matters, even if it doesn't make sense. Dreams don't speak in words. They speak in emotion, in energy, in sensation. Some people wake up with tears, chills, or a sense of peace that stays with them all day. These feelings are more powerful than any symbol book. They are the soul's language. Instead of rushing to interpret every detail, try sitting in silence when you wake. Ask yourself, what did this dream make me feel? What does that feeling remind me of? If I could sum up the whole dream in one word, what would it be? That small moment of reflection can unlock a message that your conscious mind never would have seen. That's because the dream world is not about logic. It's about truth, deep, inner truth. So if you've lost touch with your dreams, know that you can find your way back through patience, gratitude, quiet, and care. You can begin to remember what your soul is trying to tell you. You can uncover the messages you were meant to receive. And in doing that, you don't just remember your dreams, you remember yourself.